Hello everyone, my dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this session, I'll be discussing about cell cycle and its regulation. So first, let us start with what is the definition of cell cycle. It is the sequence of events taking place. So what are those sequence of events which take place here? By which the cell duplicating its genome. First stage will be duplicating the genome. The genome means it is the DNA. And then synthesis of other constituents. Synthesis of other constituents. Other constituents means all the others like protoplasm or any other cell organelles required. So synthesis of all the other cell constituents and then growth of the cell. So these three events take place. What are those sequence of events? First, duplicating of genome or DNA, synthesis of other cell constituents, means cell organelles or proteins or any other energy requirements. All these are synthesized, resulting in growth, that is increase in size of the cell. And finally, the cell divides into two. So these all changes together is named as cell cycle. Now, the cell cycle duration can vary from one organism to the other. The cell cycle duration can vary. So, let us see few examples where cell cycle duration. First is human cell. In human cell, the cell cycle duration is about 24 hours. Yeast cell, it is 90 minutes in yeast cell. And in onion root tip cell, where the mitosis is studied, in onion root tip cell, it is 16 hours cell cycle. 16 hour cell cycle. So we represent this by a pie diagram, a pie chart, all the stages of cell cycle. So cell cycle can be divided into two phases. It is divided into two phases. The first phase is called as interphase and the second phase is called as a division phase. So interphase and division phase, these are the two important stages of cell cycle. So interphase is considered to be actually previously a resting phase, but now due to many metabolic activities, it is considered to be the most active phase. So every cell division, every mitotic division is followed by an interphase or it is preceded by interphase. That means between any two mitotic divisions, we can say there is an interphase. So every mitotic division first must go through the interphase, then followed by division phase. And after division again cell can enter into interphase. So before we go into the description, first briefly I'll give you the what is this diagram represent. This pie diagram represent the cell cycle duration of onion root tip cell. So here I have mentioned even the duration of different stages. So these the stages of cell cycle include interphase and division phase. So interphase includes these three phases G1, S and G2, which we are going to do in detail. There G1, S and G2, followed by division phase, that is mitosis. Mitosis constituting these four different phases. Then followed by cytokinesis, karyokinesis first and then followed by cytokinesis. And there is a resting or most inactive phase or quiescent stage which is called, that is G0 phase, between mitosis and G1 phase. Between mitosis and G1 phase, there is a quiescent stage. So let us see what are all the different stages in detail. So first we will start with first phase of cell cycle, that is interphase. It is called as a interphase. So this occurs between two successive mitotic divisions. It occurs between two successive mitotic divisions. Successive means which take place one after the other. So successive mitotic divisions, that is called as a interphase, and it is the most active phase. Previously it was considered to be a resting phase. So why it is considered to be a resting phase? Because there are no observable changes. Changes cannot be observed under the microscope. That's why previously it was called as resting phase. So reason why it is called as a resting phase. So reasoning is why it is called as a resting phase is there are no observable changes taking place. What is the meaning of observable changes? Is these changes cannot be observed under microscope. They cannot be observed under microscope. Under microscope, they cannot be observed. That's why it is called as it was thought to be a resting phase. It was thought to be a resting phase. But it is considered to be the most active phase later because there are many metabolic changes take place. That's why it is considered to be most active. Most active because many metabolic changes take place. Many metabolic changes take place. That's why it is considered to be the most active phase. So here metabolically and synthetically it is most active. So it is also called as the preparatory phase. It is also called as a preparatory phase where there are changes in nucleus and cytoplasm. There is increase in volume of cytoplasm and changes in nucleus and cytoplasm. So that's why it is called as a most active phase because there are many synthetic activities taking place. Now let us see what are all the changes taking place in these interphase. Interphase can be divided into three phases. Interphase further can be divided into three phases. So what are the three phases of interphase? So we just started with interphase. So let us see what are all the three phases of interphase. So first I'll list down the phases. First phase is called as G1 phase. Second is called as S phase. And third is called as a G2 phase. Followed by mitosis. And there is a G0 that we are going to discuss it separately. So let us see what are all the changes first in G1 phase. What is it called as and what are all the changes in G1 phase. G1 phase is called as pre-synthetic phase. It is called as a pre-synthetic phase or it is also called as a first gap phase. First gap phase. G stands for gap. So it is called as a first gap phase also. So what are the changes here? Cell grows in size. Cell growth takes place. And there is synthesis of RNA. RNA synthesis takes place. All types of RNA. You know there are three types of RNA. mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. So all the three types of RNA. mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. So all the three types of RNA, they are synthesized in this phase. And there is also protein synthesis taking place. Proteins which are required for protoplasm. So which type of proteins? Proteins required for protoplasm synthesis. Because there is an increase in cell size. So therefore there is increase in amount of protoplasm also. So there is a protein synthesis required for increase in amount of protoplasm also take place. So what are all changes? Pre-synthetic it is called first gap phase. There is increase in cell size, cell growth takes place. RNA synthesis, that is all the three types of RNA are synthesized. Protein synthesis to increase the amount of protoplasm also take place. And Another feature of G1 phase, is most of the cell organelles also duplicate. Most of the cell organelles, they duplicate in G1 phase. Most of the we say because it is except Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum. So we can say except Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum. These are synthesized at the end of the prophase, or they along with the nuclear membrane. Whenever there is a nuclear membrane is synthesized, that is here we find at the end of the cell division. So we find in the telophase the nuclear membrane reappears. So along with that there will be a synthesis of Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum also. So most of the cell organelles duplicate here. Those are the changes in G1 phase. Let us see now in S phase what are the changes. S phase is called as a synthetic phase. S phase is called as synthetic phase. Synthetic phase because mostly here there is a replication of DNA takes place. Replication of DNA. So whatever enzymes are required for replication of DNA, they become active here. So most commonly for replication, the enzyme DNA polymerase is required. So these enzymes, whatever other enzymes are required for replication of DNA, they become active here. So replication of nuclear DNA takes place. Nuclear DNA. Similarly, there is also replication of cytoplasmic DNA. You know, cytoplasmic DNA is present in the cell organelles like chloroplast and mitochondria. That is called as a cytoplasmic DNA. So there is a replication of cytoplasmic DNA also. And along with that, there is a synthesis of histone proteins also. Histone proteins are also synthesized. Histone proteins are also synthesized here. We know histone proteins are associated with packaging of DNA. So histone proteins are also synthesized here. So here DNA content is doubled. DNA content is doubled. That means if DNA content if is initially 2C, then it becomes 4C. From 2C to 4C. Centimorgan. C actually stands for centimorgan, which is measuring the unit for DNA, and picograms also. We also measure DNA in terms of picograms. So 2C content will become 4C and number of chromosomes will be same. Number of chromosomes will be same. They do not change. Only there will be a doubling of DNA content. And in animal cells, we find duplication of centrioles. In animal cells, there is a duplication of centrioles which is taking place in cytoplasm. Duplication of centrioles taking place in cytoplasm. Because centrioles are present in cytoplasm. It is present in the form of centrosome. Two centrioles together will form a centrosome. So duplication of centrioles and their separation also take place. These are the changes during S phase. Changes during S phase. Now let us see the third stage in interphase, which is called as a G2 phase. G2 phase is called as post-synthetic phase. Post-synthetic phase, that is takes place after synthesis, or it is also called as second gap phase. Post-synthetic phase, or it is also called as a second gap phase. Here RNA synthesis will continue. RNA synthesis continues. Whatever RNA synthesis which begins during G1 phase, that continues here, RNA synthesis. Energy pools also are formed. Energy pools means in terms of ATP also are synthesized, which are required for movement of chromosomes. Similarly, proteins which are required for spindle formation, proteins required for spindle formation, they are also synthesized here. They are also synthesized. That means which proteins are present? Proteins mainly tubulin. Is synthesized, which are required for formation of spindle. Tubulin protein forms the microtubules. You know, microtubules are involved in spindle formation. So all these are synthesized here. This is in the G2 phase. Now the next one is what is a G0 phase. So this G0 phase is a gap phase. It is actually called as a quiescent phase. That means quiescent phase. That is, cell is active here. Metabolically, the cell is active. Metabolically, the cell is active. Metabolically, it is active. But since metabolically active, but it is considered to be inactive stage because there is no division taking place, though it is metabolically active. So here cells do not divide. They do not divide. Cells do not divide. That is, they said to be it exit G1 phase. It exits G1 phase. Exits G1 phase. Exit G1 phase means it will not enter into G1 at all. That means it remains suspended in that stage. This was once question asked. Actually, exit and suspend both should be correct here. So, exit G1 phase. That means it will not enter into G1 phase. It will be suspended without entering into G1 phase. That means it just remains as a resting phase, just completing after cytokinesis, after mitosis. So whenever required, it will again cell starts dividing. That means where exactly it is present? It is present between mitosis and G1 phase. It is present between mitosis and G1 phase. So it helps in replacing old and lost cells which are injured or lost, or old cells. They are replaced whenever it is required. They start dividing. Like it is found in some adult animal cells like heart cells. It is found that the cells remain in quiescent stage. Quiescent stage means they remain in resting phase, but they are not inactive. They are metabolically active. Whenever required, they start dividing. So that is called as a G0 phase. So G0 phase is indefinite phase. Depending upon the requirement of the cell starts dividing. So this is about the different stages of interphase, and after that the cell starts dividing. Mitosis already you know, we have already done it. So mitosis you know it. So this is what is the interphase and G0 phase. The next we will do is what is cell cycle regulation. How cell cycle is regulated. So cell cycle regulation of cell cycle. So these are called as cell cycle regulation. These are called as cell cycle checkpoints. They are called as cell cycle checkpoints. They are called as regulation. So with the help of these checkpoints, the cell cycle is regulated. And the cell cycle is controlled by, it is controlled by a protein called as cyclin. Cyclin protein. Cell cycle is controlled by a protein called as a cyclin protein, and an enzyme called CDK enzyme, that is cyclin dependent kinases. The enzyme is called cyclin dependent kinase. So this enzyme actually helps in cell cycle regulation. So now how it is done and what are the checkpoints? So these protein kinases are the enzymes that phosphorylate proteins using ATP. So here I will tell you what exactly is the function of these enzymes. So these CDK enzymes, that is cyclin dependent kinases enzyme, they actually phosphorylate the protein. What is the protein involved here? The protein involved here is called as a cyclin protein. So this protein is activated. Phosphorylated means it is activated in presence of ATP. And this activation process is done with the help of these enzymes. So in presence of these enzymes, the protein is activated with the help of ATP. So this is what is required for cell cycle regulation. So there are two checkpoints. Present. First checkpoint, it is called as a G1 and S checkpoint. First checkpoint is called as a G1 and S checkpoint. So here the type of protein present required is called as a G1 cyclin. The type of protein here is called as a G1 cyclin, and this protein, it becomes active in presence of CDK and ATP. In presence of CDK and ATP, G1 cyclin, when it becomes active, then from G1 cell can enter into S. So transition between G1 and S will take place. When this protein becomes active, transition between G1 and S take place. So this is called as a first checkpoint, and the protein is G1 cyclin. Then there is a second checkpoint which is called as a G2 and M checkpoint, and this protein here is called as a mitotic cyclin. The protein is called as mitotic cyclin. So this again becomes active. When this becomes active again in presence of CDK and ATP. So in presence of CDK and ATP, this again becomes active. When this mitotic cyclin becomes active, then cell will enter into M phase from G2 to M. So what is the regulation here is, if ATP is absent, in any case if ATP is not available and the enzyme is not available, then this cyclin, this protein cannot become active, and the cell cannot undergo transition, or it cannot enter from G1 to S or from G2 to M. That's how they act as checkpoints for regulation of cell cycle. So this is what is, children, the cell cycle regulation. So with this, children, we complete the cell cycle and its regulation. And what happens at the end of mitosis? Suppose our second checkpoint also works and mitosis is completed, then this cyclin, mitotic cyclin, will degrade. So another important point is, at the end of M phase, that means at the end of mitosis, the mitotic cyclin, at the end of M phase, mitotic cyclin will degrade. When mitotic cyclin degrades, cell again enters into G1. Cell again enters into G1. That's how the cell cycle that will continue, will continuously function, because immediately after mitosis, cell will again enter into interphase. And these are called as free nuclear divisions. So first they are not followed by cytoplasmic division. After few mitotic division, then cytokinesis will take place. So immediately after mitosis, this mitotic cyclin will degrade and the cell will enter into G1 phase. So this is what is the cell cycle regulation, children. So with this we complete cell cycle and its leg regulation. Thank you very much, children. If you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe and share, and so that you will get a maximum benefit from these videos, and also you will get the notifications if you also click the bell symbol. Thank you very much. Have a good day.